Detroit, America, Puerto Rico.
I like that.
Welcome to Seasoned and Spicy. This is TJ Hemphill.
And Kimmy Kemet.
Well, I'm so glad you guys could join in with us tonight. Listen, we apologize for the late start due to unforeseen circumstances. We just couldn't get it going at 8 o'clock, but I'm glad you're here with us. Call your friends, let them know that TJ and Kimmy is right here with you for Seasoned and Spicy. Hey, listen, President Trump's great, big, beautiful bill was passed today. And I don't know if you have heard, because I know a lot of people don't keep up with politics, but listen, those politics do affect you. Mm-hmm. They don't always make interesting conversation, for a podcast as such, but this stuff affects you. I mean, when you got 17 million people about to lose their Medicaid, their health insurance, mm-hmm. and they are also going to lose SNAP benefits. Now, they call them SNAP. Back in the day, we called them food stamps.
Yeah, food stamps. But, it definitely affects all of us. It affects our family members and things of that nature. And it's like, of course, you ran on budget cuts and all of these things. And little did we know that the budget cuts were going to be from out of our own pocket, the taxpayers' pockets, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah,
so
very unfortunate. And it's all paving the way for tax breaks for the wealthy. For the wealthy, they're getting like 64% tax break kind of thing. It's really
64%.
64%.
Wow.
And the rest of us, we get the peanuts, we get the scraps.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
But listen, we're not going to spend all day talking about Trump because, quite frankly, I'm a little, I'm kind of like it's tired of Trump
and a little disgusted in the same token. Yeah,
Republicans have just completely capitulated to Trump, and there's no way that we're going to mitigate this whole situation at this particular time. Mm-hmm. So it just is what it is. We're going to have to roll with the punches and do what we got to do. But listen, we got a very interesting topic for you tonight, and that topic is.
Oh, we're going to be talking to the men tonight.
Talking to the men. And what are we talking to the men about?
Last week we talked to the ladies about what they want to see in their man, what they really look for. So tonight we want to know, what do the men want to see in their women?
Okay.
What makes a man want to pop the big question?
What kind of woman is he looking for?
Yeah, what kind of woman is he looking for?
Boy. Okay, I hope we get some brothers out there that's not afraid to come on and give us your thoughts or whatever. And sisters, you're certainly welcome to chime in because, we chimed in last week. Mm-hmm. And if we were kind of, sort of summarizing last week, mm-hmm. Could you give us your summation from last week?
Yeah, so the women wanted to see commitment. They wanted to see communication, respect, honesty, loyalty, those type of things. And then with a little razzle dazzle, we had some women saying they want to see their men healed, and we love that.
Yeah, and I think I asked you, what do you mean by healed? What's we got a lot of broken brothers? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it's a lot of broken women out here too. Let's not be mistaken.
Okay, so that was your summation of women and the things that they are the things that men want to see. Oh, I'm sorry, what was it? That women want to see.
Yeah, that women want to see in their man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think I had came back and said, basically, for the most part, we there are certain things that I'm sure that women want to see in a man, but then there's certain things that men expect to see in a woman.
Of course.
And, I guess we'll talk about that tonight. So got some friends out there, some people that tell them that TJ and Miss Spicy Kimmy is on tonight. And we're going to come right back after this quick commercial. And we're going to talk more about that hot subject, what men would like to see in a woman. We'll be right back. If you haven't been to Luxury Home Furniture, then you have no idea what you are missing. Gorgeous dining room sets, stylish and exquisite living room sets, chairs, lamps, everything you need to turn your home into that high-fashion magazine look you've always wanted. Turn your bedroom into a nighttime oasis and sleep like a baby on comfortable world-class Serta mattresses. Make your way over to their Madison Heights store on 14 and John R. next to Target. Or if you're in Oak Park, visit our Coolidge store near 8 Mile. For Detroiters, check out Luxury Home Furniture at Greenfield and Warren. Mention my name, TJ, and get a special discount. And when you buy one of their fabulous sets, you'll get a free 5x8 rug to match. Everyone's approved. It's Luxury Home Furniture, the best furniture store in Metro Detroit. All right. Okay. That was Luxury Home Furniture. Listen, something very, very interesting, and I don't know how this is going to play out, but this whole thing with Sean Puffy Diddy Combs.
Don't forget Love. That's his new name, Love.
We're going to talk about this for a minute before we get to our hot topic for this evening. Kimmy, you want to start? I mean, how do you feel about this? I mean, the man was basically exonerated from the more serious charges of trafficking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I think that I kind of called it, not to toot my own horn, but I've been saying it for like the past couple of weeks on the show that I think that he's going to get off. The prosecution did a horrible job, in my opinion.
Okay.
They were ill prepared. I feel like they did not have any legit evidence. I mean, you charge this man with racketeering. That's more so like mob boss, drug boss, type of thing. They couldn't prove any of that. They used a lot of everything that happened with Cassie, which was already a civil suit. So they couldn't, press criminal charges against him in that nature. So I think they were kind of pulling at straws. They were definitely ill prepared when it came to this trial. So unfortunately, it was not a shock to me whatsoever. He was found not guilty on majority of the charges and found guilty on, what was it? Trying to basically buy prostitutes in layman terms. Yeah. So, I kind of figured that was the only thing that he was going to get charged on. They didn't give him bail so far. As of right now, it's set for October for him to get his sentencing, so-called. But I believe that if they push it forward earlier, which is what his lawyer is trying to do, they want it to be before October, he's going to walk a free man for time served. He can get up to 10 years, but honestly, I don't think he's going to get it. I really don't.
Well, a lot of people are certainly upset. There are those who are, in favor of this kind of ruling. But I did read one of the Facebook posts today, and I have to concur that, he still is basically a person that most people would deem very, very violent, disrespectful as such. We're not talking about, this is not one of those cases where, we all have our problems kind of thing. No, this is serious stuff where you are actually hurting people. And before I go on any further, let me just chime in on a few folks who have tuned in here. It looks like Jeanette Banks McElrath. Is that it? Am I saying that right?
I think it might be Janet.
McElrath?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Janet. I said, all right, Janet. What did I say? Jeanette?
Yeah, that's okay.
Jeanette.
That's all right. We got David watching. Yep.
David
and then
Brock,
we also got some viewers on Instagram. We got D watching. Well, her name is Deshawn. So we got Deshawn watching. We got Izzy watching. So we have a few people watching on Instagram. So we thank you for joining us today.
Yeah. And Pam Stokes.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any comments, any questions, or you want to chime in with us, call us at 313-859-8858. That's 313-859-8858. We want to hear your opinions, your thoughts. But TJ, it's kind of surprising to me, though. There were a lot of people that have been rallying behind Diddy after his verdict. Like a lot of celebrities that were coming out and speaking in in unison with Diddy and saying that they're happy that he got off and that they only wanted to convict him for being freaky. One of the main podcasters, DJ Vlad, he came out and said that Cassie is guilty of the same prosecution charges that Diddy was convicted of. He interviewed 3 of the male escorts, and all 3 of them said the same thing, that Cassie picked them. She contracted them for freak offs and enjoy the experiences and pay them. Yet she's sitting on $30 million from her civil suit.
Okay. Okay. So we got a case where you've got two individuals doing some
Hmm.
very sensual and crazy things.
Yeah.
Probably there are a lot of other people who are doing the same thing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I think the thing that disturbs people the most is that video of him beating this woman in the hallway. I mean, listen, if there's one thing that I know that I cannot condone or ever agree with, and that's a man beating a woman. It just makes no sense to me. But I guess you can't. I guess if those weren't the charges,
Hmm.
then he can't be held guilty for that.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's really quite shocking. Like, I thought that might have been some of the evidence that was presented in the case, but it was not. And I absolutely do not condone the violence as well. I mean, I still feel like, deep down in my heart, there were some things that were not shared, which is
Hmm.
why he was not convicted. Um, but I guess we just have to accept what the jury what the jury decided.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
jury of our peers, and that's what they decided.
And this is just it's an unfortunate situation,
Hmm.
and we're seeing it playing out in so many aspects of our country today. There's so many people who are doing just outlandish things. I think the thing that bothers me the most, let me just welcome James Ruffin watching us. Thank you, sir. And but there's so many things that are happening when I think about this case with Diddy, when I think about all of the stuff that's been brought out, and is this the way Trump got off because they couldn't quite prove everything? I mean, the man, he's a convicted felon, by the
Hmm.
way. He's a convicted felon, but I don't know if he has paid a dime to that woman to date. The country just seems to be so messed up. I mean, I'm just a voice. I'm just one voice.
Hmm.
Maybe you have an opinion. Maybe you can express your opinion on our show tonight. Please, you're welcome to do so. So, but we'd
Yeah.
like to hear from you.
Yeah, Deshaun said Diddy is the devil. So
Diddy is the devil.
yeah, we do have some people that do totally agree and see the outlandish behaviors and think that he should be held accountable for his behaviors. But I will always say that our justice system is very unjust. I never call it the justice system. I call it the unjust system. And I always say that you are um guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until proven guilty.
Okay. Well,
So,
that's an interesting way of looking at it. Okay. Up is down, down is up. Okay. I mean, that's cool.
mhm.
We can do that. There are a lot of problems with the system. There's no question about that. Trump was quoted as saying that, if he saw people rioting, he would put a stop to it right away. And this is the same man who stood there and watched the biggest riot in the history of
Mhm.
the country take place and did nothing.
Oh yeah, and the woman that was killed for breaking the law, her family got, what was it? Over $13 million for wrongful death.
Wow.
I
It-
mean, even though they told her do not
yeah.
climb through this window, do not, and she did it anyway, and she lost her life. But for a wrongful death, her family got paid millions upon millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. And who knows what she would have done had she gotten in. But
Hmm.
anyway,
That's neither here
that's
nor there.
it is here, but it's just shows you again just the dysfunction of our governmental system, our so-called justice system, the Supreme Court, and the things that they are ruling on right now, allowing Trump essentially to become a king
Hmm.
because that's his goal. And I think when I look at Diddy, um, did he just want to be the king of rap, king of that whole world? I mean, he controlled a lot of people,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of people were. Don't get me wrong, a lot of them enjoyed what he did.
Oh
They
yeah.
wouldn't have been there had they not, you
Oh
know.
yeah, for years,
Yeah.
years upon years, they've attended these parties, and it's funny to me. I noticed that it was so many celebrities that were silent once the
Very
allegations
silent.
came out,
Oh,
and soon as the not guilty verdicts came out, they're all on Instagram and they're on Facebook and they dancing and they got so much to say about how everybody was judging him, and but it's like I think they were waiting to see where the cards would fall.
well, I don't know how the sentencing is going to turn out,
Mm-hmm.
but I know one thing: Diddy better hope that he does get off, because if I know Trump, Trump will send him to Alligator Alcatraz. That's that new prison they built in Florida with the alligators surrounding it.
Well, I don't know. He might just pardon that man. He's been handing them out like hotcakes. So we just don't know when it comes to him.
All Diddy has to do is renounce his. I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat, but if he's a Democrat, all he has to do is renounce it and say, "I'm a Republican and I stand behind you," and he will get pardoned. That's all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. Just make Trump your king, and you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
You'll be all right.
Deshaun said them celebrities was holding a breath, baby. They
Oh
can
my
breathe
God.
a little bit now because they was worried they was gonna get caught up in the mix. And Mr. Earl Short said, "This is so dope to see you on a live podcast."
You must be talking about you, right? Is that
No, I think he's talking about you.
You think he's talking about me?
I think so. Either way, we appreciate your support.
I appreciate it, Earl Short. All right.
Yeah.
Listen, we got a hot topic tonight. Last week we had so much fun with the topic. What do women expect to see in a man? What were their top non-negotiables, things that they actually needed to see in their man or in a man? And the topic was hot, and people were chiming in. And this week, Miss Kimmy, it's the men's turn.
Yeah.
What do we want to see in our women or in a woman in order to consider that woman to be a wife or a girlfriend or whatever the case is? All right, now I know I got some brothers out there who will give us your top 3 answers. What is it that you want to see? What attracts you to, and what do you want to see? Now, I'm not talking about, now let me just be clear, okay? I'm not talking about, what you see in a woman, for a one-night stand. I'm not talking about that, okay? Let's be clear. We're talking about what do you see in a woman as a lifelong partner? What do you want to see? Now, for those of you that don't want to be married and whatever, I get it. Maybe you don't want to see anything. Okay, but what do you want to see?
Well, since we're here, let me start with the man of the hour every single week, Mr. TJ Hemphill.
Yes.
What do you want to see in your woman?
Now, how did I know you were going to toss that back to me?
Well, I gotta ask. You're the man on the show.
I'm going to go back to something that my brother, bless his heart, he's been gone for a couple of years now. But one of the things my brother and I talked about for years when we were younger, we were a lot younger. I think we were probably in our 20s, even then, back then, the 24, 25. The one thing that we wanted to make sure that we saw, what we saw in a woman, we wanted a woman to be sweet. And what we meant by being sweet, we mean she was just a woman that is kind, not just to me, but to other people as well. Because you can have a woman who's kind to you, but not kind to people that are around you. And that can be kind of crazy, So,
yeah.
But that was one of the things that we wanted. We wanted what we call a sweet woman. I guess, I really wish I could go into depth in terms of what exactly is a sweet woman. But that's just a woman who cares, a woman who treats people, as I said, with kindness, a woman who is always ready to just be that helping hand, and just sweet to everybody. I know a few ladies like that, and I've had some women in the past. When I say women, I'm talking about my former mother-in-law, who's 100 years old.
Wow.
She's 100 years old right now, and just one of the sweetest women you ever wanted to meet. Her name is Rosemary Hoke. And she is just about as sweet as a honeycomb, I'm telling you. So that's one thing. Now, as we go ahead and discuss this, I will tell you some other things as well. I want to hear what somebody else has to say, So, but anyway, it's an interesting topic. Now, look, brothers, don't leave me hanging, okay?
Yeah, don't leave
Don't
TJ hanging. Don't
don't
be shy. We want to know what y'all want to see in a woman,
what?
whether you are single or in a
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. What do you want to see? Don't leave me hanging.
Mr. Tavon, or should I say, AKA Mr. John.
Okay.
Little do you know, shh. Tavon said he wants to see a woman who is kind hearted.
Okay. Kind-hearted.
Yes.
Now, you women, you hear what these brothers are saying. Kind-hearted. I said essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Kind-hearted. I wish he could go into depth on that. All right. Thank you, Tavon. Appreciate that.
Alrighty, we got Kezi. He said he want a woman that's understanding, of course.
A woman that's understanding.
Of course.
I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down. Okay. So because these are the qualities that men ought to be looking for in a woman. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have a problem with any of these so far?
Absolutely not. I think I'm sweet as pie, if I say so myself.
No, that's what I call feminine vanity right there.
No.
That did you hear that? Sweet as what kind of pie?
Oh, it gotta be sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. Okay, well, all right.
Man, we want to know. What do you want to see in your woman? And let me be clear, that's not vanity. Okay.
No, I'm just messing.
That's
with you.
just me stepping into my femininity.
That's you just being a very confident woman.
Absolutely. You gotta be.
Maybe that's hey, I wonder if most men out there want to see, because there are some men who are a little bit afraid of women who are very confident about themselves.
I wonder why that is.
I'm like, I won't even go into that right now.
Oh, but, wait a minute now. Now you came at us women last week for how we dress.
Oh yeah, but now what did I say about how you dress? What did I say?
Oh, you said some blah blah blah. I don't know.
No, I just simply said that if you want all the things that you mentioned that were supposed to be good in a woman or whatever, I'm sorry, all the things that you mentioned that's supposed to be good in a man that you wanted to see, I said don't misrepresent who you are by what you wear.
Okay.
So if you misrepresent yourself, if you come out there looking like a streetwalker, that's essentially what I'm going to think. I'm just sorry.
A streetwalker. I love that term. It's so funny.
That's old. That's
old
school.
Seasoned.
That's seasoned.
And the spicy term is a hoe.
Uh-oh.
But
be careful with bumping in that mic.
Okay, so we got a couple more comments. Okay. So Paul said he wants a woman that is emotional self-awareness, has emotional self-awareness.
Emotional self-awareness. I wonder if he could explain that. Emotional self-awareness. In other words, do you think he means when you say self-awareness is he talking about a woman who is aware of herself? I mean, I'm not sure if I understand precisely what that means.
Paul, break that down for us, because for me, I see that as a woman that is in tune with her emotions, that allows her emotions to serve her but not control her. So that's what I get from that. But let's see if Paul responds back. We got a couple more comments. Tavon said,
let me move this back a little bit.
Yeah, Tavon said he wants a strong relationship with God, emotional intelligence, which is what I think Paul is hitting on, maturity, and goal oriented.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Hold on a second. A woman who's in touch with God.
In touch with God, has emotional intelligence.
Okay.
She's mature and goal oriented.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, that's pretty cool. Where are you going to find such a woman? Okay. That's what I'd like to know. Where are you going to find such a woman? Okay.
No, I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That went right past. I'm sorry if we're popping in the mic. We're going to try to control ourselves a little bit here. But I think that was funny to me. That's funny. All right, I'll just go by that.
Yeah, you just got to catch it, Yeah. It's subtle. Derp said she definitely has to have awareness with her emotions. Got to have goals. And if you don't have goals, you got to be great moral support.
Got to be great moral support. Moral support of her man. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I like that too. All right. Let me see what Ed Gaines says here. Ed Gaines says that we praise wrong and wear it like a badge of honor. We praise wrong and wear it like a badge of honor. I don't know what that means. We praise wrong, and let me just let me go back to an earlier.
No, later one. All right. So Ed
Okay.
says,
All right, you read that because I
yeah, I got you,
these
CJ.
goggles
I'm
are
here
messing
for
me
you.
up.
All right. Ed says he wants a woman who is loyal, God-fearing partner, nurturing, and bring that bacon home. I know that's right.
You mean bring? Is that money he's talking about?
Yeah,
Bring the money home. So you want a
yeah.
working woman?
He want a working woman.
Okay, I don't know if women are gonna agree with that, Ed. I mean, it's okay. I'm not saying that they shouldn't work or whatever, but I don't know if they're gonna agree with that. But these are some very high standards. I mean,
Yeah.
do we really see this in most women today? That's my question. Do we see that in most women today?
Well, I guess that's more so a question for you because I'm always say you see that in me.
Well, see, but okay, see, that's that vanity stuff coming out again. She thinks this whole thing is about her. I'm trying. Listen, all right, that's all right. I'm gonna get spicy under control in a moment. Okay, she's losing it. She's losing over it.
Miss Zola Johnson says, "Wait a minute now,"
Okay,
and I'm with you. There are women out there with these qualities.
okay, all right. There are women with these qualities. Okay, and someone would say, where they at? Where
they at though?
They DEY. Where they at?
Where they at though? Ed says that it has to be a team effort.
Okay, look, I want somebody to call in so we can talk to you live. Okay, let me give you that number again. Don't be afraid to call in. Everybody want to comment, but call in. The number is 313. All right, let me give it to you straight.
859-8858.
Okay.
That is 313-859-8858.
All right, cool.
All right. And
cool.
we got one more comment. So Paul broke it down for us, the emotional awareness. He said emotional self-awareness is a knowing of what she feels, why she feels those things, and is doing the work to manage her feelings.
Okay. So I would take it that too many women are actually the opposite of that.
It sounds like what we're saying is women are a little too emotional.
Well, let me ask you this question. Okay. I hear this all the time that there are more women available than men. Is this true? Do you think this is true?
Absolutely. Oh, we have a caller.
Okay. Let's see who we got here. All right, then is that Ed Gaines? Looks like Ed Gaines is calling. Let's see if we got the. All right, let's see if we can put him on here.
All righty. Let's see what we got.
All right. So we're trying to get the caller in here right now, but I'm not sure if. Let's see if we get this going. All right, give us a moment. There we go.
All righty.
Okay, go ahead, Ed.
You got me?
I think we got
sir.
you. Yeah.
Listen, this has got to be a team effort. This is 2025, and Trump has made it to where everybody, the household, got to be working. Everybody would like to sit home, but we have goals that we need to reach. We need to do things in life, and it can't be just on one person. You got to have a strong woman who can handle things if something should happen to you, and vice versa. And you got to have the love of God in that.
So
I'm blessed enough to have one of them myself.
Okay.
So I know what it takes.
All right. I ain't mad at you, brother. All right. Ed Gaines. Ed Gaines says you need a strong woman, strong-minded, right? Is that what you're basically saying?
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Well, cool. Thank you for that comment, Ed. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that very much. And who else we got? We got Renee watching. Renee Morgan is watching us. And let's see who else we got here. Let's see. I think we have Tim Teasley. Okay, Tim Teasley. All right. So in any event, this is a very interesting subject, and I hope that we can all arrive at some decent conclusions about what kind of man, what kind of woman we want. Now, the thing is, where do we find them? How do we go about finding? Now, I know there's a scripture, and I know somebody's going to probably say this at some point. And the scripture says, "He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing." So what that tells me is that a man has to do the searching. Is that correct? And now, it's because this is 2025. Is the man supposed to do the searching, or should women be searching as well?
Well,
Yes, I want to hear this, Spicy.
I just want to know, do y'all still court women? Because once we told what we want to see in a man, you came back and rebuttal, oh, why women dress like this and da 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 da. Okay, so where is the rebuttal on the women's side? Because if you do find a woman like that, which we had Deshaun say, she's very sweet. And also there are a lot of sweet women out here, but men take advantage of women who are sweet. So I want to know, why do men find some women that are good women, that are sweet, that are confident, that are emotionally self-aware, and they are God-fearing, and they are moral support for these men, but then they treat them like dirt?
Oh, goodness.
I need to know.
In other words, you're going back to that same adage that says all men ain't nothing but dogs. Is that true?
Oh, no, I would never say that.
Now, I wrote a play once called Lord, All Men Can't Be Dogs. There got to be somebody out there that's a decent person, you know. But okay, but I get your point. Basically what you're saying is that there are a lot of women out there who possess these characteristics, but men take advantage of them.
Absolutely.
I wonder if I can get some brothers to concur with what you just said. I wonder if any man would be that's out there listening and watching. Will you concur with what Spicy just said?
Because I really would like to know.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, you know, when you listen to the news and all of that sort of stuff, it's usually about the things that men are doing to women, which I think is a shame, because we should be the people who are leading and you know, helping our generation to achieve success. I don't know, brothers. What are you saying out there? Let's see. We got anybody else commenting?
Ms. Zola said, and I do think men take advantage of the good women.
Okay.
And I agree with that 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And I can speak from experience, you know. So
does that make you less confident in men in general? Or does that make you have some kind of reservation when you first meet a man?
I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely, I have some reservation when it comes to meeting men.
So how do you attack that situation? How do you frame your relationship or your initial interactions with that person, knowing that most men, as you pointed out, will take advantage of kind-hearted women and women who are stable, that kind of thing? What do you do? What's your strategy?
To be honest, that's something that I'm working on and learning. Okay. I just got out of a six-year relationship not too long ago. So I think that I am learning to see what men's intention are, because intention is very important when it comes to relationships. We have to know what their intentions are. And if the intention is not there, then I think we will see what is going to come out of these relationships. So that's something that I'm learning, and I don't want to put all men in one box and say, oh, all men ain't sugar honey iced tea. Right. But of course, you know, there are some reservations there, because I want to protect myself, and I want to protect my heart, and I want to protect my peace and my safety. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
All right. Pam Stokes says being a sweet woman doesn't mean you're not a strong woman.
Oh, I know that's right, Miss Pam.
All right, that's true, because I think sometimes I think in some cases men think that kindness and that sweetness is actually weakness, but
absolutely
not necessarily so.
And you know, the saying is, "Don't take my or they take my kindness for weakness." You know, and I think that's the saying for a reason. And Paul said, he responded to our question, because men aren't taught how to be kind, rather we're taught to be in constant conflict.
I'm not sure about that one. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've got grown kids. I don't think I've ever taught them to be in conflict, you know, but you know,
it may not be an intentional teaching, and it may not be you per se. However, society teaches us things whether we know it or not. And Nick, Nick said he kind of agrees.
Well, I'm going to throw something out there, and I know it's going to make a lot of people upset and angry, but when you listen to a lot of the music out there today, yes, I am going back there. When you listen to the lyrics of music today, so much of it is just bashing women, bashing men, and just there's so much conflict in society today. We see it in the government, we see it in our school system, we see it everywhere. I was as a school teacher, I'll never forget. I'm teaching middle school, and I'm in my gym class, and one young lady was getting out of order, and I tried to correct her, and her little friend walked up to me and said, "Hey, don't talk to my wife like that." And I was, I'm sorry, this was a young lady. So, but I see conflict there. I see a lot of conflict, and this is not about, bashing homosexuals. I'm not about to do that or anything like that. But I am saying this. I think that in our society today, we have a lot of confusion going on. There's a lot of confusion. People are not sure exactly how they should be, how they should approach life, how they should approach people, because there's just so much conflicting thoughts, actions, and emotions that we see. We got divorces well up, and just so much stuff going on. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. Well, anyway, that's just my thought,
No, I think it's a very good thought, and I think it's a lot to take away from it. And as a man, I want to know, what can we do as women?
Oh, okay. You had me messed up there for a minute.
What?
She said, as a man.
Yeah, as a man, of course.
As a man.
I am a woman, TJ. I can't speak for the men.
I'm not saying.
So,
but she said, as a man.
I just want as a woman.
Okay,
a single woman.
Okay.
I want to know, what advice can you give us out there for, in regards to what men want to see in a woman? What advice can you give us when we're looking for and when I say a man, I mean a good man? Now,
I think that a lot of brothers will maybe support me on this to some degree. There's no particular timetable for people to come together, whether they're in a deep relationship or whether it's marriage, or there is no set timetable. But one thing you cannot do is you cannot push for a relationship to happen, or push for marriage to happen, or whatever. You have to let things take their course of action. When you start pushing and whatever, so many times you push people away, because maybe they're not in that same space that you're in, but that doesn't mean that they don't love you. It just may not be ready to do what you want to do. And to me, a lot of women start pushing, and that I'm just giving you my thoughts and my opinions. It's happened to me before. And so I think people should be careful with that.
Well, I think that's a good perspective, but now I have another question for you.
Yeah.
You said it takes time and the man may not be in that space, but how much time should we allow this man? Okay. Because we allow some years.
Now that's the $64 million question.
Oh, yeah. And I think we should be rich by now.
That's the $64 million question. How much time? But it's like I said at the beginning, there is no set time, but I think the how much time question is probably answered by how much you feel you're moving toward your particular goal. If you feel that you're moving toward it, that's one thing, but you feel like it's going nowhere. Okay, particularly if your goal is to be married or to be in a deep relationship, then you're apt to do something about that, But let's just say you got two people who are congenial toward each other, and they're happy in the space that they're in. Neither one is pushing for marriage or whatever the case is. Then let it be. Enjoy the relationship. But I mean, again, it all comes down to where you are and where you want life to take you. Wanda Irvin, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate that. Is our show what do we got? 5 minutes left?
No. We got 20 minutes left.
Oh, 20
so,
minutes. Okay.
So we do got a couple comments. So Paul said to the women, honor your boundaries, and thy who respect them, then they will follow suit. And Ed Gaines said both sides need to quit playing games. Address it either side. Some music refers to women being bees and females sing the songs. What are they to think?
Yeah.
And then also, is he? You have a junior? Do you have a junior out there?
Do I have a junior?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Junior said, "Dad, when are you coming to get your merch?"
He said, "When am I coming to get my merch?"
That is too funny.
Okay, see, he was supposed to call me because he has some really exclusive merchandise for me, which we would like to. By the way, we'd like to support because one of his friends has a new line of clothing. So TJ, you're listening. Tell your buddy to get, let me know when I can come pick up the merch, and we'll be very happy to exploit that on this program and help build up his clientele and his merchandise and sales.
Absolutely. You got Seasoned and Spicy, who would make it real cute to advertise.
See, now she's talking about, now she's trying to move in on my territory. See, that's what some women do. They try to move in. I'm trying to get the merchandise. Now she's trying to take the merchandise. See, that's what, okay, I'm going to leave that alone.
I'm sorry, TJ. I'm sorry.
I'm going to leave that alone. I know that we got it takes all kinds to make the world. And spicy and whatever else. Okay.
All righty. So I think it will be a great time to take a quick commercial break.
Okay. All right.
And then we're going to come on back because I got a nice little new game for our followers and our listeners to play along with us.
Okay. You heard that? Spicy has something really cool for you. And so we'll be right back. Okay. Hey, Luxury Home Furniture checks all the boxes. I know, I've been a satisfied customer for years. Listen, one thing I love about this company, you don't have to worry about walking in here and salespeople pressuring you, following you all over the place. No. They just simply say, come on in, make yourself at home, and let us know when you need us. I love the furniture. It's beautiful, it's soft, it's gorgeous, it's comfortable. Luxury Home, beautiful place. Love it. All right, so we're back, and we got a new we got a little game we'd like to play, and we'll be okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Kimmy.
All righty, so we got a game for y'all. So as you know, you are tuned in to Seasoned and Spicy with TJ Hemphill and Kimmy Kemet. So we came up with a little game for us to play, and it's called "Is it seasoned or is it spicy?"
Okay, just so you understand, I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned because, in her words, I'm old. Okay, that's
no.
She's trying to slip that in. Oh, okay, old school.
Old school.
People, we know what that means. Okay, we're not stupid. We know what that means. Okay, I'm old. That's okay. I accept it.
Hey, that's all right.
That's why I got the white beard.
But we here to bridge the gap.
Okay, let's bridge it.
So we got the old school versus the new school. So we got seasoned or spicy. So the first one is slow dancing at parties. Is it seasoned or is it spicy?
All right. What do you say? She's asking the question. Let's see how
what you think.
What? Oh, you're asking me what
I'm asking you, and I'm also asking our listeners. But of course, we have to chime in.
Okay. What was? All right. Say the question one more time.
All right. Slow dancing at parties. Is it seasoned or is it spicy?
Oh, that's definitely seasoned. Ain't no question about that. I mean, like back in the day, Doc. Shoot. Back in the day, you had to have the slow jams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kezzy said that is both.
Oh, is really? It's both?
Oh, Nick said it's both too. Wait a minute now. Oh.
So wait, so people still slow dance?
I don't slow dance at a party.
I mean, I think so. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Paul Hemphill said it's over season.
Excuse me. Don't say his last name anymore. Just say Paul. It's messing me up. Okay, hold on. He said what now?
He said it's over seasoned.
It's over seasoned. In other words, it's outdated.
It is. It's a little outdated.
Well, that's unfortunate, buddy. You're missing out. Okay,
Ooh.
I'll leave it right there.
All right. Well, he ain't the only one because Junior said it's seasoned. Zola said it's seasoned. Miss Janetta, excuse me.
Uh-huh.
She said it's definitely seasoned.
Okay. All right.
But honestly, I gotta agree. that the party's not either hustling with their boots on the ground.
Oh my God! Where's the fan? Where's the fan?
Oh! I got my boots on the ground.
Horrible.
I love it. Or
what is the fascination? Will somebody please tell me what is the fascination with this boots on the ground? Every year something like that comes out. Beyonce had her little thing not too long ago. Mess up tonight, whatever that song is. And everybody had that little dance going on. What is the fascination? Why do women get so hooked into that kind of stuff?
I'm sorry to break it to you,
all right,
TJ,
break it to me.
But you got a hustler sitting right next to you, and let any hustle song come on, I'm doing it. Oh yeah. Or Miss Pam said, are they doing the nay? Or in season terms, they shaking a tail feather.
Wait a minute, who said that?
That's me saying that.
Oh, you're saying that?
Yeah, they're either shaking a tail feather or they boots on the ground.
I have never heard that term. Never heard that term.
Okay, maybe that's better. Shaking what your mama gave you. You know what that means?
Terrence Couch is watching. Thank you, Terrence.
Junior said he definitely hustling.
He hustling. So are men more into hustling nowadays? Are they catching on?
I think they are. I see it all over social media, I love to see it.
I have never done the hustle. I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh wow!
So that must be a spicy thing.
Do you ballroom?
Do I ballroom? Do I bar? No.
Okay, well, TJ, you know what? You at this conversation.
You gotta hang out with us sometime.
Okay, so ballroom is spicy, right?
No, ballrooming is old school.
It's old school.
Yeah, that's seasoned, honey.
Okay, all right.
And I love it. And I love a man who can ballroom because it just shows how smooth you are on the dance floor. Ooh, a man that can dance. Ooh.
Veronica, would you please chime in on us? We got Veronica Gill Nesby watching and Judy Miller. Listen, chime in. Give us your thoughts. I mean, what's your next question? Let's go
all
on
right,
to the next
all right.
question.
I got the next one for y'all. Women proposing to men, is it seasoned or is it spicy? And 100% spicy and a little zesty, if you ask me.
Oh, okay, so you answered your own question.
I had to.
See, that's the way women are today. See, when we talk about what we want to see in a woman, you want to see in the woman, your woman asks a question and then she answers her own question. That's what we see in women today. I'm telling you, this generation here. Listen. This generation is off the chain. She's part of. No, you're not Gen Z, are you?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you're millennial.
Exactly.
Okay, and then there was the baby boomers before that. No, that was Gen. It was Gen something, and then there was the baby boomers, and then the silent generation.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. She don't know.
I just know what I am. So.
Right, so let's go back to what you just said.
All righty. So we got a couple votes for women proposing to men. It's spicy. So Deshaun said it is spicy, and she laughing. Kezzy said it's embarrassing.
Oh.
And Junior said it's spicy and out of order.
Oh.
Miss Zola said it's spicy for sure.
But wait a minute. There is now. I know it's not a church program, but there's a scripture that says you have not because you ask not. So would that support what you just said?
I'm about to call the police. 911, come arrest him.
I'm just saying.
No. Absolutely. We say we want our women to be traditional, but then y'all want your women to propose? Absolutely not.
Listen. If a woman proposed to me, I promise you, I am running out the door.
Why? Wait, no.
And why is that? Because it's seasoned or spicy?
Because it's spicy.
Exactly.
I'm running out the door. I'm going the other way. I'm going to be doing a 100-yard dash.
Nick, you want a woman to propose to you?
No, listen.
The engineer, Mr. Nicholas, says he wants a woman to propose. Now, he's going to have to keep his comments short, but go ahead.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He says ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, how many people would agree with that? Let's see.
Nobody, because Junior said it's corny.
Well, guess what? I am Gen Z. So
All right.
It's not happening.
Next question.
So the next question, now this one you might have some questions for me.
Okay.
Is it seasoned or spicy? And this is a debate.
Okay.
Sneaky links or courtship?
Well, hold on one second. See, you tossing in all of these phrases that you have to educate me on and define so that I'll understand exactly what sneaky links. That sounds like sausage or something you eat for breakfast. I'm not sure.
All right, so let me tell you what a sneaky link is, and I'm gonna keep it real short. Okay. So a sneaky link is when you got your own thing going on, but you want to dibble and dabble on the side. You got your little sneaky link. You call her when you don't like what you got going on at home, or you call him when you don't like what you got going on at home. Or if he can lay it down a little better than your man, or if she can put it down a little better than your woman, you call your sneaky link. Or do you want to be courted like the old days?
Oh gosh, this is getting a little out of hand here, but
we not called seasoned and spicy for no reason, y'all.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let the folks out there watching answer that one. Okay, so the question actually is:
would you prefer a sneaky link or a courtship?
Now you're asking that question to who? A man or?
I'm asking it to everybody.
To everybody. Would you prefer?
There's no gender roles in sneaky links.
I don't think it. I want to see what someone says concerning that. I can't imagine anybody wanting a sneaky link.
Oh, you'd be surprised. They out here, baby.
I'm not saying they're not out there, but would people want that though? Is that
me personally? I would prefer courtship. Please love on me properly.
Okay.
I don't want to be secret.
Yeah. You don't want to be the secret. Okay.
Of course not. Right. Oh, they got a little silent on this, TJ. I think we got a little too much in their business.
Okay. All right. Maybe we ease on to another question. That might be a little heavy. You ain't coming with this heavy stuff, right?
You know,
me is crazy.
Oh my God!
What?
Junior says sneaky link me, and he said, "Nah, for real. I left that back in the day. I'm married, so I prefer courtship. I like it."
Way to go, Junior.
Yeah, Miss Zola said, "No sneaky link for me."
Okay.
Ed Gaines said that is out of order. Miss Veronica says she prefers courtship. She's too old to keep up with the sneaky links. And then we also got Kez. Of course, he's always going to show up and show out. He said, "It's me. I'm out here." So he want a sneaky link, and he want to be somebody's sneaky link.
see, that's somebody that's keeping it real.
I'm
not saying he's right, wrong, or whatever. I'm just saying he's keeping it real.
We like it. Keep it real with us. Yeah. All righty. And Miss Deshawn said, "Courtship me, please."
Courtship. What? All right. We've heard that term 3 or 4 times. Now, what does courtship mean? What are the goals of courtship? What when we say courtship, are we talking just about dating, or are we talking about bringing some flowers home once in a while, or giving a woman some candy or whatever, paying her bill, getting her nails done, her toes done? I mean, that's how the women are today. Getting her hair done. No, not hair done, hair did. But I mean, what does courtship really sound like and look like these days?
Well, I would say it's exactly what you think it was back in the day.
Oh, whoa.
Listen, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, wait a minute. I'm old school. Now, wait, hold, now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. She's saying she thinks it's like it was back in the day. So I'm old school, but you want what old school has. Ain't that a trip?
Oh,
is that something, ladies and gentlemen? I'm old school, but you want this old school, right? You want you want old school.
Ain't wrong.
Huh?
I didn't never say season was wrong. Now,
okay,
right. We gotta always go back to our history. Our history creates the future. You feel me?
Oh, look at that! She's big.
Yeah.
What a profound statement. She want to just go there with us.
No. Of course,
Miss Spicy and her profundity.
We have to learn from our past to create our future. So, and excuse me, let me clear it up. Miss Dana said, "Courtship me, please." So I am so sorry about that. They are sisters, so that's my bad. So for me, courtship is like, I want you to come take me out on dates. Like, I would love to see a man text me and say, we going to a picnic, because I have yet to be on a picnic yet.
You never been on a picnic?
No, and I'm 30 years
my God.
old, and I want to go on a picnic.
Gentlemen, this is a very nice lady, okay? So you can take her on a picnic, please, but you got to come by me first, because you got to be qualified.
Please, something,
Okay?
because
that's just my friend over here.
Miss
so.
Pam, he trying to throw me to the wolves out here.
So
No, but I would love to see a man date women properly these days. I would love to see a man give flowers. It's not about getting our hair done, our nails done. We want to see the little things, because the little things matter. We want to see that you're listening. So, come over and listen to us when we have a hard day at work.
So if I had a little box about this big or so, and you open it up, and there was a let's say what do you call a ladybug in there, but a plastic ladybug, and then there was a card that just simply says "I love you." Would that touch you? Would that touch you? A ladybug? Would that touch you?
Let me tell you, a good little way to my heart is I love a good Hallmark card. I'm a sucker for it.
Ladies, what do you all think about that? What moves the needle? What moves the needle? Because see, look, we're educating each other. What moves the needle?
I want to know.
I want to know what this courtship thing is all about, because maybe we don't have enough of that going on these days.
I don't think it's there, but I would love to see it again. And I think we need men like you, TJ, to teach these young brothers what it's like to court a woman again. That means opening our doors, because I shouldn't even be touching the door handle.
I don't want me to teach you. What?
I said I want you to open our doors. We shouldn't even be touching the door handle. What is that?
All right, gentlemen, do you open your door? Do you open the door for your woman? Do you actually do that? Now, some men probably do it occasionally, and some don't do it at all, but you should do it. Okay, I'm gonna just be honest. You should do it at least sometimes. 50% of the time you should do it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Got to respect the one. You can't respect the woman that you have, man.
I'm gonna say 95% of the time, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay, I want to know what courtship is. Come on, women, respond. What is courtship? What do you want to see in courtship?
I want to know. And I got one more before we hit the old dusty trail. We got a couple minutes left.
Okay.
All righty. Now this one is a big one.
This is a doozy. All right, this is a doozy. All right.
Is it seasoned or spicy? Wearing bonnets and pajamas in public.
Oh my God, that is spicy all the way. And I hope listen, every time I see a woman with a bonnet on in public at the original Pancake House or at the gas station, I'm saying to myself, did you? Oh my God. Ghetto.
Oh,
I'm sorry, that's ghetto.
God.
That's ghetto. I don't ever want to see that.
No, I definitely think it's spicy. And if I see you outside with a bonnet and pajamas on, I'm gonna think you didn't shower today.
And then they have on those big puppy dog shoes that go along with the outfit.
The slippers.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Ed said that is stupid. Paul said that is tacky. Junior said that it's spicy and ratchet.
Wait, hold on. I got my DLD watching Milton Andrew. Oh man, Milton Andrew. He's a very, very wonderful brother down there in Florida. And we used to run the streets like crazy until God turned us around, man. Listen, but he's what? Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, we love to see viewers in Florida.
His beautiful wife, May. All right.
Wow. All righty. We got Ms. Zola said it's definitely spicy in his ghetto.
Oh, yeah, that is.
And our favorite person that's been keeping it real all night, Mr. Kezi, who is shout out to the Haitian brother himself. Yes, we have somebody from Haitian listening. Okay. He said Haiti. Yeah, you heard me. Did you say? He said, listen, he's Haitian, whatever. You know what I meant. He said spicy, but I love me a bonnet in public type of woman.
Okay. I'm not gonna fight that.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
So ladies and gentlemen, you popping in that mic again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about courtships, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about how people need to approach each other. And we've had some wonderful conversation between last week and this week concerning what men want to see in a woman and what women want to see in men. And that's important. I think it's important. I think some things that we leave out, and that is we need to be what's the word I wanted to say when you want compatible. Compatible. You can see a lot of great things in people, but at the same time, if you don't have compatibility, you got a problem. You know, what do you believe versus what I believe? And that's where things can get real deep, especially from a religious point of view and from a political point of view. I know people who have actually broken up because one was Democrat and the other was Republican. And of course, the way things went, they went so crazy, they couldn't take it, So there's so much in this relationship. We're going to deal with relationships even more. And we're going to have a hot topic for you on next week. So you need to make sure that you are ready to tune in next week. You're going to say, Kim?
Absolutely. Every single Thursday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Tune in because we got some good topics. And I just want to thank all the men that commented and told us women what they look for in a woman, because honestly, we don't know until we're told. We think we're doing everything right until we get into those relationships and we make those mistakes, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? But if nobody is honest with one another, the communication is not there. We don't know what our partner want to see in each other. We don't know what we want to see from our partner, and we're not being open with one another. It causes that clash, and I think that also plays into that compatibility part that you said. So I 100% appreciate every single one of you for tuning in, sharing with us your opinions, giving us your thoughts, letting us know what you want to see from us, what you want to see from the men, what you want to see from us women. We appreciate it 100%, and I promise you that we are not taking it lightly.
Well, we're gonna close on this note. First of all, Jeanette Anderson says date fair.
Absolutely.
Date fair. I agree with you. Date fair. But we're going to close on this note. Now, if you want to know from a biblical perspective about relationships, join me on Monday night at 8 p.m. That's called Living the Word, and I'll give you some information on that from a biblical perspective. But I enjoyed this conversation tonight. I thank you for the questions that you came up with, Ms. Feisty.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do it again next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. At 8:00 p.m.
Anything special going on for the holidays?
No, sir. I will be at home drinking my wine. Sinners is now out on HBO tomorrow night, so I will be doing that. I'll be watching it.
Mr. Nicholas, our engineer, what's going on with you this weekend? Same thing. Okay.
All righty.
Same thing going on. All right. So we're all just gonna have a great time. I trust that you will have a wonderful time, and just be safe out there. Okay.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't drive a boat, and you're drinking. I was on a boat once, and the guy was drinking, ran into another boat. Man, that was not pretty. That was not pretty. But we love you guys, and we just want you to remember to just join in with us every Thursday at 8 o'clock, and we will definitely be honored to have you as our guest. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next week. We can do it.